27.
You know, the Packers lost this game, but I think we all lost because Aaron Rodgers didn't get a chance.
Yeah. Right, exactly. That's what I mean. I thought that he was going to come in. I was like, ooh, here we go.
Set, right?
Ready.
He went to Cal.
Very anticlimactic.
I know.
The word that you're looking for.
Actually, here's Aaron Rodgers after that loss.
The urgency has to pick up, so maybe that does that, but there's no momentum gained from a loss, in my opinion. You know, we can play with anybody, but we knew that before this game. It wasn't like there's some revelation like, oh, okay, now, yeah, we can probably play with the Rams. No, we can play with anybody. But I'm disappointed because our defense really played well, and we were just really slow going in the first half and couldn't get a lot of things going. And then by the time we got back up ahead, you know, we just had one drive to finish the game off and didn't come up with it.
Well, the Packers, they're off to an 0-3 start on the road for the first time since 2005 when Aaron Rodgers was a rookie. All right, so there's a few things we can unpack there. The Rams actually had a slow start to this game, but it came down to that.
Green Bay's defense came to play.
Yes, they did.
And not just schematically. They came to play with the mentality of we are going to shut this offense down. And they did it early on. The problem is it's really hard to do it for 4 quarters.
No, it's really hard. I really thought the secondary of the Green Bay Packers played well. I mean, Zaire Alexander, I mean, their first-round pick, this dude was all over the place. His tenacity, his ability to locate the ball when the ball is in the air, and he's a defensive back. That's very tough to do. I mean, usually Brandon Cooks catches that pass on most defensive backs. Look how he's playing the up shoulder of the receiver.
Fantastic. Yep.
I mean, it's clinic work. It's like he's been in the league 3 or 4 years already.
Long arms too. Look, you can see
the fact that he can keep up with Brandon Cooks, and he was coming off an injury. Jair Alexander.
Look at this.
He looks exactly the part of the first round.
Usually that plays PI right there too because they grab with the offhand.
Exactly, and it wasn't just one play here, one play there. I saw it 3, 4 plays in a row with this guy's just balling out. I think if they can lock up on the outside, they can just let those pass rushers go, and Aaron Rodgers will have a lot of help if this defense can continue to play.
That's really promising for the Packers, considering how well the Packers defense played against the Rams. But the special teams for the Rams, you mentioned it in our meeting this morning, how well that they played.
Yeah, and I mentioned Johnny Hecker giving a high five to Goff. Well, on 4th down, they go with a fake punt. All right, he sees Sam Shields, a former Green Bay Packer, and he throws it to him. So every single week, they find a different way to win games. This time, the special teams helped out. And then also, Hecker down 2 punts inside the 5-yard line. One of them led to the safety.
There you go.
So you look at this, the fumble at the end of the game, too. So the Rams, great on offense. They've got a great defense, and now they've got the 3-headed monster.
Yeah, they won the 3rd phase, and I saw Goff struggle. It seemed like he was a little off early in this game. He wasn't as sharp as we usually see him, off with a couple of throws. But they played complementary football. You just mentioned it, Sean. To down that football on the 1-yard line, you could see that the defense came back on the field like we're going to score points here. And then when they started scoring points after that, you know, the game was pretty much over.
You go to that Ty Montgomery play, and I'm pulling up our colleague Mike Silver's article off of this game last night, quoting one Packers coach saying Aaron was hot. And he had a right to be. He yelled, "Take a bleep knee." He was very, very mad.
And I hear people saying that, right? But usually as a returner, they let you know if you can catch the ball going forward or you can catch the ball not going back. It's all about timing. I don't necessarily think he should have taken a knee. Just hold on to the football. Don't fumble. And you give Aaron Rodgers an opportunity because he only caught it, 2 yards deep.
Yeah.
With his foot in the ground, ready to go forward. So it wasn't a bad decision to take it out. It was a bad decision to fumble the football.
Yeah, and I think if Ty, let's say he had run the ball back to the 40. Now, hey, look, I just gave AR great field position. All we need is a field goal, so now it's a great play. To your point, if you're a player, if you're Ty, I want to make a play.
Yep.
I get the coaching aspect of it, but if Ty knew he was going to fumble, he would have kept it. You know what? In the end zone.
If he would have known he was going to fumble, and people know Ty Montgomery's, his touches have gone down offensively.
Yeah,
you can't tell he wants to do something to affect the game, and I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Mike.
Pressing, that's no good. All right, let's get Ian Rappaport back in here right now. We just saw the highlights of the Packers lost yesterday. So what are the chances, because we're hearing now, Clinton Dix, he might be moving. What are the chances he stays in Green Bay past the deadline tomorrow?
Well, this definitely is a name to watch, Colleen, and I know some teams have needed safety help, and there really are a lot of them right now, especially when Earl Thomas went out for the season. Some of those teams, we know the Cowboys, the Chiefs, there were a bunch of others who were interested in potentially acquiring a safety. Clinton-Dix is, in fact, available. The Packers have had some conversations about potentially moving him, and it's not because he's not a good player. He actually does have some legitimate value. A former first-rounder is expected to sign a big contract after the season, so if you're the Packers and you spent so much capital, so much money on back end, especially in the draft, Jair Alexander, just one example of the investments they've made in the secondary, this is someone you could deal, get value for, and maybe give him a new chance, a new home in advance of free agency.
All right, and then here's another name, too, because the 49ers receiver, Pierre Garçon, he didn't play against the Cardinals yesterday because of a shoulder and a knee injury. So how does that impact his potential trade value?
It actually probably helps. And my understanding is he is going to be fairly healthy, really as healthy as anyone, throughout the balance of the season. In other words, this was not a situation where his condition's worsening. It really is a situation of he wasn't quite ready to play. And if you're the 49ers and you think you might deal him, it makes no sense to put him out there in harm's risk and take away any value that he might actually have. And from the player's perspective, look, this is a team that's only had one win. He may, in fact, want to go somewhere else where he could contribute to a winning team. Probably made sense for both sides to sit him. The 49ers have had conversations, a big salary, so it might be hard to move, but certainly this is another name to keep our eye on as we get closer to Tuesday.
All right, that trade deadline is looming fast here. Tuesday it is. Ian, we'll talk to you again soon. Mike G, I know you have some things you want to add on this.
Big salary this year. He got a big front-loaded contract, but the number is manageable next year. I think it's like $6 million, and maybe if you go to the right place, you might be willing to rework that a little bit. We did a little bit on Good Morning Football Weekend on Saturday about trades we'd like to see before the deadline, and I said Pierre Garçon to the Patriots. I wasn't just throwing darts, bro. I had heard that they were trying to move him. I had also heard that the Patriots were looking at some receiver options because, yes, things have been great with Josh Gordon, but you never quite know how long you're going to have Josh Gordon for. And they might need another receiver, especially with Gronk dealing with stuff and all that stuff. So it's tough a lot of times for a receiver to come in middle of the season, but Garçon's been around a long time.
He's smart enough to be able to do
He's a smart guy. He can adapt quickly. Wouldn't be surprised if they move him. I just don't know that they're going to get a lot for him, to be honest with you.
Wow, New England Patriots, really?
Patriots are looking at receiver. I don't know if they're going to make a move, but they're at least talking to teams, or at least they've had
Josh Gordon play the whole year.
He's sometimes not played.
Hey, watch out, man.
But he's been good, right?
Watch out. He's turned over a new leaf.
I'm with you. This is ridiculous. Everybody get off his back.
He's turned over a new leaf. Come on.
Hey, they got him on